So we have a very helpful lesson today, a very powerful lesson today. Every day we have a very powerful lesson. But this one, so helpful, so helpful. I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. So if you check in with yourself, when you have any kind of grievance or you don't feel great, there is always a blame. There is always a need to guilt someone. Someone has done something wrong. That's why this lesson is so powerful. It takes like an active choosing. I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. So lesson 335. I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. Forgiveness is a choice. I never see my brother as he is, for that is far beyond perception. What I see in him is merely what I wish to see, because it stands for what I want to be the truth. It is to this alone that I respond, however much I seem to be impelled by outside happenings. I choose to see what I would look upon, and this I see, and only this. My brother's sinlessness shows me that I would look upon my own, and I will see it, having chosen to behold my brother in its holy light. I will see it. I will see my own sinlessness, having chosen to behold my brother's in its holy light. What could restore your memory to me, God, except to see my brother's sinlessness? His holiness reminds me that he was created one with me and like myself. In him, I find myself. And in your Son, I find the memory of you as well. In him, I find myself, my capital S, self. In my brother, I find my capital S, self, capital S, self, myself. So we'll meditate now and we'll choose. We will choose to see our brother's sinlessness. And whoever comes to your mind, this is the one to start with. I choose to see this brother's sinlessness. You can take a breath and allow your mind, your thoughts to become still. As you connect, join with this brother in your mind. You allow him or her to be seen the way you perceive this one. Maybe you're angry at someone. Maybe you're disappointed at someone. Maybe you want to attack them. Maybe you feel unfairly treated by them. Whatever it is, you just allow this to be seen. to admit, to say, I choose to not see this outside of me. This is my feeling. This is my perception. This does not define them. Holy Spirit, help me now to see this brother truly. Without the sin that I made up. And we lift this one up to the abstract light of spirit. Choose to see the truth about them. Maybe we let them bless us with their joy. And you can allow this process for whoever comes to your mind. It can be special love or special hate. Instead, I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. So we meditate. It's a deep love of the one beyond the form. Allow this. And we can keep doing this. Keep allowing images to come to mind. You may think that you feel neutral about certain people. If you go a little deeper, there is always judgment, good or bad judgment. Sometimes we may think it is love. Sure, there can be love, but often there is a range. It's not just love, there is other emotions. This is what we can look at. And we say, I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. And often with ego, there is a feeling that you're better than them, that we're better than others in some way. And this is also very important to take a look at. Because if we're one, how can we be better? If we're better than someone, we're separate. And say, I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. And I will know my own sinlessness. Now we can open up the room. There are some expressions today.
Hi.
Hi there.
Yeah, I think the thing that was coming up for me is so I think I told you, Jenny, that I was, I went back to university and also that I was like working, and at some point I was in a math class, like probably like a week ago or something, and I just could see like how meaningless it was. Just like the teacher, he was pretty kind of focused and everything, and just at some point I kind of used it like for mind training, I feel, but yeah, just I think the feeling was like, what am I doing here? Like, and the thing is that, I've been like switching so much, like over the years, and I think, when I sent you that message, it was, for me, there was like a feeling of just like, can I allow myself to let it go? And because I seem to have these reflections of just like, if it's not guided, but then like the guidance is never like totally clear for me, like around that, and so
Can I help you?
What?
Can I help you with that?
Yeah.
That thought you shared, it felt totally meaningless.
Which thought?
The feeling to be in university, it felt totally meaningless. You shared that.
Yeah.
The spirit wouldn't guide you into something that feels totally meaningless.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. So I think you are clear.
Yeah. I can let that go.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I was like thinking like, because I've always had this feeling that I kind of like need an activity or something, like, and somehow it has never come really, like, and so I had this feeling like, they've been always like, I've tried to find something, like, I need like to kind of put a name or a form to something I can put my heart into, and even lately, it's been like, oh, maybe you want to start to sing, but then it's like yeah, like, I think the prayer then has been like just to kind of expect miracles and just try and focus on that instead, and just, yeah, kind of allow, like, kind of let go, of trying to make it happen on my own, and just like let the experiences come, and just trust that, because I feel like there is like a huge fear of mine about like somehow the safety of my body, like just kind of like having a place to stay and having like food and money and stuff, like things like that. And
Yeah. You're describing the fear or the dilemma that we go through as we answer our calling.
Yeah.
How will I be sustained? And yeah, you are a miracle worker. That's the only vocation that will satisfy.
So that's like the only thing I need to focus my mind on. Like, I don't really need to think about something else, or
Yeah, it's the only thing you need to focus your mind on.
Yeah.
The clearing of the mind and the extending of the truth. And then to ask the Holy Spirit how. You show me how. I want to read from the Song of Prayer. Just a line. To you who are in time, a little while, prayer takes the form that best will suit your need. You have but one. To you who are in time, prayer takes the form that best will suit your need. You have but one.
Yeah, I really love that sentence of you have but one.
Yes, but one need.
Yeah.
You need
feels like easy and simple.
Yeah. It clears away all this, the beliefs that you should go to university, you should find out what to do for the future. Maybe I'm a singer, maybe I'm a painter, maybe I'm, all those questions about the future. It's heavy. It's heavy to figure that out. And here, we don't have to. You don't have to figure that out.
Also, I'm having like so I was working with children, like going twice, helping them with their homework and stuff, and you know, like last time I went, because I was like needing to make some kind of internship for university, and so I tried to kind of like combine that work with an internship, and you know, really I really like last time I went was quite powerful, because I started having like this guy telling me like you have to work on the way like you stand and you look at us, because I was kind of shy and just kind of like yeah, but also I think like my question is like, because I even feel to let that go actually, but then there is like a guilt of like, oh, because it felt guided actually. Like when I started there, it was really Jesus like guiding me there, and but what I'm doing with the children, I don't resonate at all, you know, just like because I have all these guidelines of what to do with them, and I just don't like it at all, you know, kind of imposing work and stuff, and so I think like, because I had to go Tuesday and I decided not to go, and not even actually like sorry not even like calling actually to say that I wasn't going, and then I'm supposed to go today too, and like my mind is just like, you have to call and you have to say that you're not going. And yeah, like maybe also I'm scared of calling, because I would like to face the reflections of like, why do you quit, you know, why do you, because you committed and stuff, and
So you have a lot of doubt around this.
yeah, I think maybe I could just call and just like yeah, even I'm not sure on the decision whether I should continue or not.
This is a temporary work with children.
No, normally it's like a year commitment actually, like kind of committed for the year, the whole year, to go twice a week, and yeah, but as I said, like
you've skipped twice now.
Once,
and
today it will be like, yeah.
You did not skip today? You go later if you go?
Yeah, at 3 o'clock.
Okay. Well, you could try today and tell the Holy Spirit to be with you and see, make it really, really obvious.
Okay. I can feel the resistance of doing that, but I can commit to it as well.
There is a fear of quitting.
Yeah, I think there is.
try today and ask for it to be obvious.
Okay.
With the ego, it's time is fearful, and the future and making decisions are fearful, and changes are fearful. So it seems to be a lot at stake when you have this, seeming decision.
I think like the thought that comes is just I actually kind of want to just throw it all away, like say I don't care, like just throw it away and not even calling them actually. I had this feeling like do it like with university and even with the children, and just like kind of throw everything away. But I think for me it's a little bit like I need like permission, I need like someone telling me like, okay, you can do that actually, and you can do it like you can do it again, like.
Yeah, I quit university once, and I also quit a job. But I did communicate. I called and said, I quit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there were moments when I was terrified because the ego was saying, now what? What have you done? You've thrown away, the possibility of having a future, a career, an income. And I said, well, I'm going to hold the Holy Spirit to his word, that I'm a miracle worker. So teach me to be a miracle worker.
I think that's the fear for me. Because I did kind of let go, of things like quite a few times, but somehow I can't like make the next step, which is, like become a miracle worker. I think that's like the fear for me. Just yeah. And first is the undoing, it's still undoing forgiveness, doing the forgiveness work. Yeah. But yeah, we can talk. I mean, I know you have been curious about community, or, maybe we join again about this. Yeah. I think it would be helpful.
Thank you. I want to share with Francois, at one point you shared, Francois, that you had this idea of going to university and, and that you kind of lost the opportunity. But it's almost like Raphael has done it for you. Like he tried that, so you didn't have to try that. It is often like that. I remember, I tried to become a psychologist, and that's when my calling came in to quit everything. And then I started meeting psychologists, like people who I came across on this path. They said, yeah, I was a psychologist and I blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I want to, it felt almost like they had done what I had already let go of, but somehow they were a gift because there was an interest I had had. So it's like every piece, every empty spot in the puzzle got filled through companions who had done these things that I still had curiosity about. Yeah. One mind. Did you want to share, Francois?
yeah, actually, I think it was in this, it's today Wednesday, in this week, that this thought that you just shared came to me, like everybody, and in that lesson in the workbook that says every miracle, every smile is for you, every brother's, that message came through. And then, because I also was reminiscing about, you know, what could have, should have, and all that stuff. But yeah, and then I heard everything that every brother has done this, it's accomplished that. It's for you. It's all for you, for me. Oh my gosh! So he just confirming.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. And yet there can be temporary assignments such as getting a job, or, you know, that we have talked to you about, that can still come in for you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But yeah, I mean the careers and all that, that picture that I had in my mind, all that stuff is, everybody has done that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
you don't
think
have to.
you yeah, said
Yeah.
it perfectly. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
it's just God and my
Yeah.
brothers, sisters.
Yeah. Yeah. No need to
Love.
build another identity.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Something this morning on your heart? Karin?
This morning I had an experience with a bird. When I came into the kitchen, there was a bird in there. And usually I'm so afraid of birds in the same room as me, so it brought up a lot of fear.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, why am I so fearful about this small bird? And it just looked at me. And I opened the window and the door, and it didn't want to go outside. It just looked at me and flew around, and wow. And then I thought, why can I be so fearful if a bird represents joy?
Mm.
So I was really afraid that it would land on my head and be close to me. I want to keep distance.
Mm.
So I went to get help from Anna, and it still stayed in the kitchen, just watching us. Until I was so calm that it left. So
Oh, wow. You had a function to fulfill.
yeah, it was very beautiful. It had a red breast, and I've never
Oh.
seen a bird like that. And it felt, the bird was calm and I was in fear. So if the bird wasn't affected of my fear at all, it just wanted to look at me and stay in there.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Solveig and Lulu. It's the same miracle. The cat came and I'm going to be with you until your fear is gone.
Yeah. 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 So, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a bird. So when we talked to Raphael, it's a little black bird in the tree. They're just so symbolic of innocence and the present moment. What a beautiful experience to release that fear. Thank you. Solveig.
I'm feeling I'm feeling quite emotional this morning. It's my son's birthday tomorrow, and I've just been experiencing a lot of emotions coming up, and I don't know, right now it's just like, I just feel this longing to connect. And even though yeah, I'm crying, but it actually feels nice. It feels, yeah. I just had this flash that I just, it's like I don't even want to be there physically with him tomorrow. Yeah, I just wanted to be happy.
Very good. That's the best gift you can give anyone, is to be happy. And if it brings you happiness to send a message, happy birthday, hugs, send a little message, do that. But if it doesn't, don't do that. It's like it's because there's so much to undo in regards to the role. And there's so much guilt to undo around the mother role, what a mother should do. There are times when I did not wish my son happy birthday. A long time ago, I quit wishing anyone happy birthday. Family members, friends. I would only do it if I was really guided, and it was rare because I felt to celebrate every day equally, not the birth of somebody. So yeah, follow your heart. And it's not even today, it's tomorrow, So it's this future idea, this fear. So right now it's not happening. So I would just release any thoughts, any fear, any concern, any should look at the role. It's not happening now. And I would do this myself. And I would also, when I was releasing a lot of guilt around the mother role, the birthday was approaching. I had all this, guilt, anxiety, pressure. And it was approaching. And then the birthday came and I was still feeling this, guilt. And I can't send him anything out of this state of mind. And the day went on and hours went on, and I felt more and more pressure. I should send him something. I should call him. And it was like, no, I can't. And then sometimes, later on, there could be this simplicity around it and this prompt to connect. And at other times it wasn't. It never came in. And then, my son also has his birthday this time of the year. And if I had skipped it, there was so much guilt afterwards too. And then then I at least have to contact him on Christmas. I made up these rules, and it was ridiculous. And so I had to work with it then even more. And then at times it came through a message like, you know, I don't operate the same way anyway. I don't anymore. I'm not really, I love you, but I'm not like your mother or in a role for you. So I may not send you anything, but I want to celebrate love every day with you. You know, I sent sometimes a message like that, and at times nothing, just working with my thoughts. And that's very powerful. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. Yeah. There's this kind of like how do I get on the other side of that? I don't feel that guilt now that I've done before in that heavy way, but as you said, it comes and goes.
Yeah, the only answer is release him, hand him over. Keep doing that.
Yeah, I can see I'm afraid, not so much with him, but I am afraid of the reactions and the
Yeah, and that comes from expectations. We talked about that with others here. It's expectations to have you in the mother role. You know, if your child gets angry at you because you don't behave the way you used to, fine, let them have their anger, but doesn't mean that you should comply and be playing the role. You know, that's their journey, whatever they need to go through.
I have that with my sister right now. She's the one mirroring all that back to me. Yeah. But in a way, it feels like a good healing thing for me because I get to speak up and the thing out of the closet thing that you know.
Yeah.
She's just really difficult for her to find out or to understand what it is that I'm doing and really like of kind of waiting for me to come back into the old role or something, you know. This when is this over and you come back? And I said, no, not.
Yeah. No, and it's about time. It's about time to release this, keeping it secret, you know, this secret
I had a strong call with her yesterday. It felt really guided to call her, and it was, and there was a lot of, and we were talking with, you know, it came a lot of energy out there, but it actually ended in a good way, and I was just more or less asking, can you be open? You know, can you be open that it could be another way than you think? She just okay. Difficult for her, but she ended up like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I quit my participation in a Christian congregation that I was in. You know, it was a bit hard because I thought of how many millions of people shared that faith, the faith in the belief that Jesus died for our sins, you know, the whole Christian faith. I felt like I went against all that, and it felt, how can I, this little human being, think that I'm right and all of them are wrong, you know? But then I had other witnesses come in, you know, thousands of other, you know, witnesses to this awakening, this undoing of the old guilt, because that was just a symbol of all the guilt in the mind. So yeah, it is very, very healing to take your steps and come out of the closet.
Yeah, right now it feels more, you know, it had with my sister and with my mother, I had with the priest in that church I'm still a member of, I'm having a call with him next week to sign out. And just like, you know, it's just, okay, it's coming up.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. This is how we clear the mind. We're not here to hide anything or for years keep our path a secret, you know. Who are we tricking? We're just tricking ourselves. So yeah.
And that's what I have a tendency of in the past to do that and kind of, yeah, to let something go was to avoid and just forget about it and then go somewhere else. But I feel it strongly now, and I need to have it up, look at it and let it go.
Beautiful. Thanks, Solveig.
Thanks.
All the miracle workers. It's nice that Jesus has given us like a title, like a vocation. It's like we need that. Something to describe what we are about. And knowing that a miracle is a shift of perception from fear to love, you know, it's quite a nice job to be a miracle worker. Did you have something, Anna? No? Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Peter?
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Feel fearful right now to share, because it's so. This morning, I felt this despair and anxiety, almost a panic attack, of seeing Solveig. And so I just had a little look at that, and then I just started crying. And just felt this intense grief. And although it was Solveig that seems this is all playing out, it felt like it was my mother. It felt like the grief around the lack of connection. And then I reflected on that and I thought, well, I don't feel disconnected. But what I did feel was this tremendous doubt. To the point of even doubt in sharing, you know, what's true, and the doubt in also maybe facing that it is me. There is something wrong with me. There is. suppose, unlovable, you know. And about a week, 10 days ago, I did feel like I'd given up with Solveig. But I felt like I realized I'd given up on my mother, which I'd never thought. I always thought I'd tried and tried and tried.
Mm.
And in a way, I don't know, I've sort of seen it as disloyalty to speak about this. I haven't spoken about it with Solveig this morning. It was all too intense and too immediate.
Well, I feel like you're right on, Peter, with this lesson we're doing today, you know, and what we're talking about here, that forgiveness is a change of perception. The miracle is a change of perception from fear to love. And you are allowing yourself to look at your perception of others, and you feel how deeply it's connected to your perception of yourself. And in this case, it's, you know, a mother or a wife. And yeah, so it feels like you're in the middle of really allowing, you know, this, yeah, looking at your perception. And it's scary, it's fearful when you start to let go of the old perception, because it has been held on to as a protection or a control, you know, to think you know who the other one is. But when you start to loosen from that, you don't know who they are, and you can even feel afraid of them. So you don't know how to relate. And it's important to let yourself be with that, sit with that, allow that prayer, that feeling, because Jesus has taught us, and we know deep inside, we know every encounter is a holy encounter. Every encounter, even if it's the person we meet over and over again the same day, for days and days and weeks and years, it's a holy encounter every time. And we, you know, the habits, the past, the ego will cover that up. But when you question that, fear can come up.
Yes.
But, yeah. It's the ego's fear of the undoing of itself. And it's good that it comes up. That this is the path, this is the way. And at the same time, you have your assignment to start working on the new group. And so alongside, you know, this inner healing, you have that project, which feels very helpful for you.
So, yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday and at times, and now I can feel the unworthiness somehow connected with what I've already spoken about. It's like, that feels like a big cloak that comes over.
Yeah, the ego will do that. It will say,
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to give you the reasons why you can't be a miracle worker. I'm going to show you the reasons why you can't take these steps. And here they are, right here in your face. But that's just, we can say, no, thanks, ego. I'm grateful to look at this stuff, but I'm not going to let it rule or take over here.
It felt like yesterday just felt like, yeah, I just started to allow the thought. I mean, I realized that my mother just withheld around me, whatever the reason was. And that just felt devastating. I just wanted to connect things up by saying that. That was just in my mind trying to, yeah, I can see it. It's almost unimaginable to me.
Yeah. So this is an image of another that you're working with, and your feelings around this belief that someone is withholding.
But I think I always doubted it and made it about myself, probably, even though I knew that wasn't essentially true. It just can't bear the idea that she hated me.
Yeah, but it's belief in me and her, that somehow they're different people, but so it's all just you're working through beliefs, through looking at what these characters represent. And somehow with the ego, it's like it's going to be either about you or about them. And it's not really like that when you're looking at the mind. It's one mind awakening. It's not really characters.
Sort of can hear what you're saying. I'm still a little bit wrapped up in the sort of shock of it all in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just somehow having a disbelief has kept it all suspended.
Yeah, I think we're gonna move on for now, but I feel that you are really going for it, Peter.
Yeah.
Going for the healing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, big hugs.
There's a little happy bird tweet in the background.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. So again, we're doing the lesson. I choose to see my brother's sinlessness, to experience my own. So we will leave you with that here today, and know that we are all joined in this purpose. Thank you all. Bye-bye.